might be a good time for Center Girl.
Yeah, let's do it.
Center Girl. Mouthful of shrimp roll. Maybe we do an instrumental first and then so I can get this out of my teeth.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Okay. We'll just play until they tell us. Yeah, okay. Larry said he'd come up and cue us for everything. Center Girl.
This is to the bad girls out there. All these women I know are really nice and good. So this is not to you here. Runaway sinner girl, you can't run but you can't hide. Your day is coming, your day is coming by and by. Just like the heart you hurt, somebody's gonna hurt you cheating hard too. No one can save you now, save you from your sinner's blues. Runaway sinner girl, you can't run but you can't hide. Your day is coming, yeah. Your day is coming by and by. Just like the heart you broke, somebody's gonna break your cheating heart too. No one can save you now, save you from your sinner's blues. Runaway sinner girl, you can't run but you can't hide. Your day is coming, your day is coming by and by. Just like the heart you broke, somebody's gonna break your cheating heart too. No one can save you now, save you from your sinner's blues.
Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats. The event is about to begin.
Right song too. The right length song. That was perfect song length call. Your solo length and all that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The event is about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Our event is about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The program is about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to take your seats. The program is about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your MC for the evening, Rennie Knott.
Good evening, everyone. Whoa, sorry. The lights went down and maybe you all disappeared. Oh, there you are. Good evening, everyone. Let's try this one more time. Because I understand it's been a long, long time since we were able to get together like this. It's been a long, long time since we saw each other face to face without a mask. It's been a long, long time since we dressed from toe to head because we weren't on a Zoom call and we only had to dress from the waist up. It's been a while since we tightened up our ties and put on our high heels and went out for a night. So I know tonight is special. I know tonight is unlike any other night we've had in a long time. So let us express our excitement with a good evening, everybody. Good evening. There you go. There you go. You know, I love to feel the energy of the room. I love to feel the energy of the room because, as I tell every audience I speak to, I get up very early in the morning. So I need you to be that energy for me to give that energy back to you. Because right now, I would have been sound asleep for like 3 hours. So I thank you so much for being here tonight. And welcome to the Rise Transforming the Landscape Gala and Lifting Our Community Awards. My name is Rennie Knott. If you've never seen me before, I am the co-morning anchor on Today in St. Louis on Channel 5. I have been in St. Louis now for 17 years. I don't take my responsibilities lightly. There's only one place I've lived in longer, and that is Los Angeles, which is where I grew up. And I've only been there longer by 1 year. I left there in 18 to go to college, and I've never been back since. So in many realities, this is my hometown. So it is an honor, it is a privilege, it is a blessing to stand before you tonight and MC tonight's event. This, by the way, is my inaugural event with you guys. This is a whole new awakening for me. But I truly believe in everything that you are about because one of the things we learned from this pandemic is that it isn't equal out there. As much as we want to think that everybody has a fighting chance, that everybody has equal ground, no, we do not. No, we do not. Especially in St. Louis, where we realize that the housing markets, we realize that the equity, there's a huge, but people in this room are here to try to equal that ground, bring people up, and give them the opportunity to have not just affordable housing, but good housing, nice housing, housing that they could be proud of. It's one thing to have a house, it's another thing to have a home. A home is something you're proud of. A home is a legacy that you leave for your children. A home is where you raise your family. So I want to thank the organization, first of all, for having me tonight, to speak to you tonight, to be a part of this event tonight, because it is so important that everybody has the chance to succeed and everybody has a chance to feel like they belong. And it starts in your house. That's where all the conversations begin, around the dinner table, around the breakfast table, around just sitting in the front room. So tonight, we're going to kick this thing off and have a hell of a good time. Now, I hope Larry's not pacing in the back of the room because none of that was on the script. Larry's like, hey, I said hello and then get on with it. Tonight is about the transformation of places and the transformation of people. There are many people who have done transformational work for our communities. And this evening, we are celebrating 6 of those individuals. We have a wonderful evening planned. Trust me, a wonderful evening planned. But first things first, please allow me to introduce the chairman of tonight's gala, the president and chief executive officer of the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis. Before you walk up on the stage, young man, hold on, I am not done yet. He is a personal friend of mine, but most of all, he is somebody that I feel is a blessing for our community. He is somebody who truly believes in our community, whose heart is in the right place. He's a man of great words, but you know what? Before he speaks, he walks the walk. When there is action that needs to be taken, he doesn't run away and find somebody else to do it. He gets it done himself. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michael P. McMillan.
Good evening. It is truly a pleasure, a privilege, and an honor to be here and serve as the chairperson of tonight's gala. Please join me in giving Rennie a big round of applause and thanks for his work, for RISE and so many different organizations. We at the Urban League could not be happier about our partnership, our collaboration, and our future together, because one of the core principles of the Urban League movement is affordable housing and making sure that every American has the ability to purchase their own home and live the American dream. And so it has been an honor to work with these two gentlemen that I'm about to acknowledge. When you have an iconic leader of an organization who has done so much for so many for so long, it is very difficult to have a very talented, competent, qualified, capable person to come behind them. But your organization has done just that. And I want to ask Stephen and Terrell to please stand. And we need to give them a thunderous round of applause for the tremendous work that they have done as leaders. These are two hardworking, dynamic, very committed individuals that have worked to do some amazing, transformative projects throughout this entire region, and we all owe you a debt of gratitude. And of course, there is no I in team. So those of us who have the privilege of leading organizations could never do what we do without an amazing staff. So would all of the members of the RISE staff please stand and be acknowledged, because you are the people on the streets, in the community, making things happen every single day, working tirelessly. And just like at the Urban League, RISE could not do what it does without help and support from our elected officials and our friends in the government. I saw both of our state senators here, Senator Carla May and Senator Stephen Roberts Jr., and I would like for them and all of the elected officials that are here tonight, past and present, to please stand and be acknowledged, because RISE has benefited from your service and appreciates the collaboration and cooperation. An event like this tonight, especially coming out of COVID, is very difficult to plan and very difficult to execute. And so Larry is working tirelessly, and as Rennie said, he is looking at every one of us that are at this podium and saying, do not go off script. Say what I told you to say the way I told you to say it, and stay on time. But I want to acknowledge the Gala committee that are here tonight and thank them for their service as well. And lastly, when you look at the future of any organization, the Young Professionals Network of any organization is the lifeblood for the future. And so we want all of the members of the Young Professionals to please stand and be acknowledged and thanked for being a part of this movement to help so many people throughout our region. I would be remiss if I did not ask the Urban League staff to please stand, because we want to pay tribute to the RISE staff, to its leadership, to the board, and to all of you for what you do each and every day to help this region. Urban League staff, please stand and be acknowledged for working in collaboration and cooperation with RISE, because none of us in this region can do what we do alone. Partnership, collaboration, and cooperation is the way that St. Louis will be the region that it can be. And so it's an honor to have all of you here with us tonight, and we thank you for your commitment to RISE and its clients. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. And I was really impressed with the young professionals because, you know, that's our future. Those are the ones who are looking at things at another level, of which I appreciate. But I really appreciate the fact that one woman took care of this entire gala. I mean, you talk about a superwoman. Wow, Larry, I was impressed with you, but my goodness. Now we have a very special presentation for you. This year, unfortunately, we lost 3 individuals who had a substantial impact on RISE and on the St. Louis region. All 3 passed away in 2020, and we would like to honor them by presenting our Lifting Our Communities Awards to members of their families. These awards were created to honor people whose work was truly or has truly lifted our communities to a higher standard. Tonight, our first award goes to Mike Harris. Presenting the award will be Phil Kroll. Phil has worked for E.M. Harris since 1996 and serves as Senior Vice President. But before Phil joins me on stage, we have a short video honoring Mike's legacy.
Mike was larger than life.
Mike's personality was adventurous and gregarious.
Mike Harris just was a phenomenal young man who I had a tremendous amount of respect for.
His best qualities were probably his selflessness.
He used to keep umbrellas in the trunk of his car, and so on a rainy day, he would be out driving around. If he saw anybody, didn't matter where, who it was, if they did not have an umbrella, he stopped and he gave them one.
Mike's vision of the city was creating a level of inclusiveness.
Mike's work with RISE made him a better person, where he got to continue his passion and continue what he was driven to do, which was help make St. Louis a better city.
I mean, he really valued that partnership approach because it made such a profound impact on all of the projects and the communities that they touched.
What we've done and accomplished has been far exceeding, what I could have thought.
It was something he did from his heart, something he wanted to do, and he felt it was right for the people in the community itself. I'd ask him, how do you keep going? Saturdays, Sundays, in the evening, early morning. And he just said, I love what I do. It wasn't a job.
I think he will be missed, and I think he left just an incredible mark on this community.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Phil to the stage. Phil?
Good evening. This award is being presented to Mike's family to commemorate his role in the revitalization of St. Louis and the preservation of its historic buildings. Mary, would you please come to the podium to accept this award on behalf of the Harris family?
That was very emotional. Seeing that, I am so honored to accept this award on my husband Mike's behalf tonight. Thank you everyone at RISE for making this happen. Thank you, Phil, for your lovely and kind words. We will always, always treasure this night. Thank you so much.
You can tell Phil is a little bit taller than I am. Our next award goes to Greg Vatterott Sr. Greg served as president and was most recently chairman of his family's firm, C.F. Vatterott, which was founded back in 1919. Mr. Vatterott served as on the RISE Board of Directors from 2005 through 2019. To present the award, I would like to introduce to you Mary Campbell. Mary serves as Vice Chancellor of Real Estate at Washington University and co-chair of the RISE Board of Directors. But before Mary joins me on stage, I would like you once again to give your attention to the screens for a short video.
My father worked for his entire career in helping the underserved, the underrepresented, and the less fortunate. It's a great legacy looking back on how he touched people's lives, both through housing or education or even faith.
He was an extraordinary leader, an extraordinary philanthropist, and just a great individual.
So C.F. Vatterott Construction, or Vatterott Construction, has been around since 1919. It's done a lot of work in the city of St. Louis, redeveloping neighborhoods. And that was something that my father was very passionate about and really began in earnest in the early 1980s and kept at it for the last 40 years. I think he aligned so well with RISE because they share a mission in rebuilding communities and focusing on housing and turning housing into a home. He worked to build a coalition of clergy or neighborhood groups in how to address blight and how to achieve redevelopment.
I think his leadership in that area has paid dividends for neighborhoods throughout the region.
He treated everybody equally, whether it was an affordable housing resident or it's a bank chairman calling. My father would give freely of his time, take every phone call. He was firm but fair, and also very giving of his time.
I am extremely proud to have been a colleague of Greg Vatterott's. He was always very open, welcoming, supportive, and engaging when we needed him.
His legacy or mark on St. Louis would be best described in the bricks and mortar and the communities that he helped rebuild. I'm very proud because of his quiet legacy that people can recognize his name and remember his name.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mary to the stage.
Well, honestly, this is bittersweet to be up here. This award is being presented to the Vatterott family to recognize Greg's work in the redevelopment of many neighborhoods in both the city and the county, but certainly in the city, Gaslight Square, the Gate District, and the West End area. I personally was privileged to know Greg for over 30 years, first as president of C.F. Vatterott, a best-in-class home builder in this region, and a leader in the building industry. But I got to know him better as a highly impactful developer of infill housing in urban St. Louis communities. Under Greg's leadership, I mean, really one of the most outstanding things that he did that was way ahead of his time was to form a joint venture with Slaco, a joint venture back in the mid-1980s. It was extraordinary for a for-profit developer, a home builder, to forge a long-term, equitable, and meaningful relationship with a community-based CDC. Their work together left a lasting imprint on this community. And to me, this exemplifies the values and commitment that Greg had to making St. Louis a better community. Greg Jr., would you please come forward to accept this honor on behalf of your dad? I'll hold it for now. Okay.
So the shoes just got bigger. but I'd like to thank Rise and everybody here. I think it's fitting that my father shared this award with his friend Peter Benoit, you will hear about next, and his nephew Mike Harris, who is his oldest nephew. I think they're all upstairs looking down at us right now and enjoying this event. I think my father, he had a lifelong commitment to serving others. He was a missionary in Honduras. He marched in Selma in 1965. He was a public defender right out of law school. But I think what made his life the richest was in redevelopment and his 25-year relationship with Rise in redeveloping many of the areas of the city of St. Louis. He was quiet. He did not seek the limelight. A lot of the things we know that he did, I had to research because he didn't talk about it. And I think he was just more, it meant a lot to him in rebuilding the communities and seeing the families and stitching together neighborhood blocks, street by street. And it's very rewarding when you drive through these neighborhoods 10, 20, 25 years later that they're thriving. And it kind of shows the commitment that we need to do in urban redevelopment and the lasting effect it has on the families, that it's not just housing, it's also homes. So thank you very much on behalf of my father and my family who's here tonight. This is a great honor. Thank you very much.
For a minute there, I was worried about whether or not Greg had hands to handle the trophy. Mary I'll hold on to that for you, please. Thank you, Mary, for making sure that, he didn't drop it while he's up here. It's happened before. I've been not for him, but I've been in places where it's happened before. Our next award goes to Peter Benoit. Peter retired as CEO of Enterprise Financial Services in 2017 and was a longtime board member at Rise and a former executive director. To present the award, I'd like to introduce to you one of Rise's founding fathers and current board members, Executive Vice President and Market Chairman of Busey Bank, Tom Reeves. But before Tom joins me on the stage, here's a short video of Peter's legacy.
Peter was on the board originally of Rise, and then he sort of worked his way up to president of the board. Then he became the executive director of Rise. One of the things that he wanted to do the most, which was always what he wanted to do, was figure out ways to help people.
He was very warm to me, became a very good friend as well as being a mentor to me. So probably one of the most important people in my professional life.
I got to know him not only as a friend, but also as a leader.
Peter actually made this city a better community. And working with Rise, there were such incredibly talented people who knew the city, who knew the politicians, who knew how it worked. It means so much to me and to my family to see this legacy that he has left.
We did tours throughout the city and over in East St. Louis to show what Rise does and the impact it has on the community.
And as we were driving past it today, Stephen said they're going to name it Benoit Place. And I cried. So sweet, because he never wanted thanks for this. He didn't do it to get anything in return. He wanted to do it so he could help people. And that's what Rise is all about. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tom to the stage.
Thank you, Rennie. I appreciate that. And I don't think I could have said it any better, Carol. You finished off with a home run. This award is being presented to Peter's family for his lifetime work and his positive impact on community development and community development banking across our region, as well as his long-time involvement with RISE since its very early years in its development, including a stint as its executive director. Peter and I go back over 35 years to the early Mark Twain Bank days, when we worked together over the decades in many capacities in banking and throughout this community. He was a great leader. He is and was a true community banker, a tremendous person. And above all, he was my friend. It is my sincere and heartfelt honor to invite Peter's wife, Carol, to the podium to accept this award on behalf of Peter and the Benoit family.
Thank you so much. Peter loved the city of St. Louis, and he loved this organization, and he loved everyone he came into contact with. And I'd like to thank you for him and for my family for this honor.
A round of applause for all of our honorees tonight. I like how we got the awards in the right hands at the right time. There were some words that were expressed with each awardee, or each representative for the awardees when they came up here. They talked about family, they talked about legacy, they talked about community, they talked about commitment. But the number one thing that echoed through all of our speeches tonight was love. Love for the city of St. Louis, love for the people, love for the legacies that are left behind. Keep that in mind tonight as we move forward, because a portion of tonight's program is about fundraising, because you know, without money, we can't get things done. Without money, without funds, we can't move forward. But I know that you are here for a reason. You're here because you love the commitment, you love the community, you love the legacies, you love the families. And because of that, RISE is making a difference. But RISE needs you, RISE needs us. As I said earlier when we joked about being out for the first time in a long time, to all be together. Together is the one thing we learned about 2020 and a pandemic. That together we make a difference. We cannot rely on somebody else to do things that need to be done. We need to take some responsibilities upon ourselves. When we do that individually, you find out that collectively we make a huge difference in this world. And so tonight, individually, eventually, I'm going to ask you to make a commitment financially. I'm not joking. I smiled, but I'm serious about this. Because I think when we reflect and we look back over these past year and a half, 18 months, however we want to go with it, we realize that a lot of people have fallen through the gaps because we didn't look in the right places. We did not realize that there were these imbalances in our community. We like to think of St. Louis as a great place, and yes, indeed it is, but we do have our faults. We do have our areas that need to be corrected. Let us begin tonight with setting that example for the rest of America, that together we can take a stance, that together we can make this great for everybody involved. Not just for the haves, but also the have-nots and those in between. Because many of us in this room are, maybe a paycheck or two away from being among the have-nots, being among those looking for affordable housing, looking for an opportunity to raise a family in a community, looking for that love from our community. So tonight, let us be that love. I'll be back to preach to you guys later. Promise me I will do that. We are just starting our program, and trust me, we're going to have a tremendous time tonight. We have a few more awards to hand out, a few more people to recognize, but I want you guys at this time to enjoy your meal. I want you to have some conversations. I want you to smile at people for the first time and have that little awkward thing with, do I lean in, do I lean out, do I shake hands? Where's that hand sanitizer? Okay. Trust me, using hand sanitizer after you shake someone's hand is not a disgrace whatsoever. In many ways, it is, respect. It's like, hey, I don't know where you've been, but I respect you enough to know that I need to wash my hands. No. Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. But I want you guys to enjoy your dinner. I'll be back up in a little while later to begin tonight's program once again. Have some conversations, have some good times. Relax and breathe and enjoy being this much closer to normalcy, everybody. I'll see you in just a little while.
Let's keep it way down. Let's keep it way down. Just worried about it. I don't know why they would ever put a table in this place. Yep. He's back.
I did too. What? Hang on. Wait. Yeah, okay. Ready?
Sitting here together, baby, we're all alone. And now I can tell you, girl, you turn me on. And I get lifted, oh, so high. So high, and I get lifted, whoa, so high, so high. Bring out your loving desire, baby, 'cause you've got the match. Oh, that lights my fire. And I get lifted, oh, so high, so high. Yeah, I get lifted, so high now.
these things that I see in you. Hearts are warm and your mind's so clear. It's things like this I see in you, my dear. Said I believe everything about you, babe. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. There's so many things in you to appreciate. Like any place and time, I can hardly wait. My silent love, say my love is going round. My love's going round because of you, babe. Lady, I'm so proud. I'm so proud, baby. And it don't matter how foolish I might sound. It would be even more senseless not having you around. Said I believe everything about you, babe. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. Love is for me. Love is for me. It's all I wanna be. It's for me. So come right here in my loving arms. Please don't you wait. Don't wait. Don't you hesitate, Lord. Turn on your love and charm. Turn it on now, mama. Give me your loving, baby. And I don't mean to impose on you. Such a prize to my eye. What else could I do? Help me climb this mountain of success, the cliff that leads to your happiness. Said I believe everything about you, babe. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. Love is for me, love is for me. It's all I wanna be, it's for me. So come right here in my loving arms. In my loving arms. Please don't you wait, don't wait, don't you hesitate. Turn on your love and charm. Now let me break it down to you. Let me love you. Come on, baby, I wanna love you, girl. Love is for me. I said you're all I wanna do. Ooh, ooh. Love is for me. Every day when I'm hard at work, looking at your picture, I think love is for me. I think love's for me. Ooh, ooh. Love is for me. All day thinking about you, babe. Wanna have some fun. Love is for me. I said love's for me. Ooh, love is for me. Every evening when I come on home, you're next to me. I think love is for me. I said love is for me, babe. Ooh, love is for me. Let me tell you how I love you and how you make me feel. Love is for me. I said love is for me. Ooh, love is for me. Give it to me just one more time, baby. I said love is for me. One more time. Love is for me. Love is for me. I said love is for me. Every day and every night. Love is for me. Making everything alright. Ooh, love is for me.
Mighty meter.
Well played, sir. How about shake?
Kissing my love. Kissing my love. We can do it together. 3,
kissing my love, I feel the thumping in my head, yeah. Well, now when I'm kissing my love, I close my eyes and see a pretty city with a million flower beds. And I can hear the angels sing a song that only angels sing. And she's such a pretty thing that I can feel my heart just a bumping and skipping when I'm kissing my love. Now when I'm kissing my love, I feel the blood pumping in my veins, yeah. Feel it pumping, baby, when I'm kissing my love. She's such a tender sender, Lord, with the sweet young friends. And she's so good at what she does, and all she wants to do is kiss and hug. And she's got me in love, and I can feel my heart just a thumping and skipping when I'm kissing my love. Now put your foot on the rock, pat your foot, don't stop. Put your foot on the rock, put your foot on the rock. plant your foot, don't stop. Put your foot on the rock. Put your foot on the rock. Plant your foot, don't stop. Put your foot on the rock. Put your foot on the rock. Plant your foot, don't stop. Put your foot on the rock. She does, and all she wants to do is kiss and hug. She's got me in love, and I can feel my heart just a thumping and skipping when I'm kissing my love. 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 Nice chocolate cake just went by. So that weird crazy shit. Want to do Groove Homes? 2, 1, 2, 3, and baby, 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 baby. I've got a whole lot of reasons for loving you, baby, baby, baby. I've got a whole lot of reasons for loving you, baby. I don't need no one to tell me where my bread and butter lie. I got so many reasons to love you, 'cause everything about you satisfies. So many men would give up their right arm just to have a woman like you. I got a sweet little sugar to lean on anytime I'm feeling blue. Let me tell you that I got a whole lot of reasons for loving you, baby, baby, baby. I've got a whole lot of reasons for loving you, baby. Said if I had this thing to do all over again, girl, I wouldn't change anything except you would be my woman. I could go on all night long about the way you make me feel. Gonna get you back home right now, show you that my love is real. I've got a whole lot of reasons for loving you, baby, baby, baby. I've got a whole lot of reasons for loving you, baby. I said I've got a whole lot of reasons for loving you, baby. I don't need no one to tell me where my bread and butter lie. I got so many reasons to love you, 'cause everything about you satisfies. I got a whole lot of reasons why. I got a whole lot of reasons for loving you, baby. I've got a whole lot of reasons for loving you, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage, Rennie Knott.
Welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing? How was dinner tonight? How was dinner tonight? The wines, the conversation, the meal. This is pretty special. This is pretty special. It's been, like I said at the beginning, a long time since we've had an opportunity like this. Let's make the most of it tonight. I want to welcome you back and get you started with the second part of our program. And remember, we have an opportunity to show your support to RISE during our Fund a Need this evening. That's going to come up a little bit later. And it's a very important part of tonight, and I can't stress that enough. As I said earlier, it does take all of us to make a difference. It does take all of us to fund the need. So later tonight, whatever you feel you can give, please give. And even if you feel like it's going to stretch your budget a little bit, stretch your budget a little bit. Forget that latte. Who needs pumpkin spice? You know, go ahead and make that contribution, because what you are doing tonight is making St. Louis a better St. Louis. And by making St. Louis a better St. Louis, you're making Missouri a better Missouri. And by doing that, you're making us a better region, a better Midwest, and hopefully a better United States, a better America, and eventually a better world. But it does indeed start with us. It really does start with us. Now let's do that. Let's be those pioneers tonight. Before we start that portion of our program, and trust me, we're going to have fun during that portion of the program, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you the new Executive Director of RISE, Mr. Terrell Carter. Give it up for Terrell Carter, everybody.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the staff of RISE and our board of directors, we are extremely grateful that you are here spending the evening with us to celebrate great leaders like Mike Harris and Greg Vatterott and Peter Benoit, Laura Gilbert and Aaron Williams, and the great Stephen Akery, my predecessor, who have all helped to positively change the community development landscape in St. Louis. And over its multiple years of existence, RISE has had the opportunity to either lead the charge in creating thousands of units of affordable housing, or to partner with multiple various partners to make that kind of transformation, or make substantial transformation in communities. RISE has built thousands of units, has developed millions and millions and millions of dollars of affordable housing, but no number of units and no amount of money can compare to the impact that a person's life has made in a person's life when they have access to affordable housing, to safe, to equitable housing opportunities in St. Louis and the St. Louis metropolitan area. And none of this impact would be possible without our treasured community partners and our financial partners like you all who are here with us tonight. So again, on behalf of the staff and on behalf of our board of directors, I want to thank all of our sponsors, who you can find their names in the booklet tonight, our Topaz, our Aquamarine, and our Amber level sponsors. Again, without you all and your contributions and your support, none of this would be possible. And to those who will make a generous contribution during our Fund a Need, we are thankful to you as well for being a valued partner with RISE Community Development. RISE's future is bright, and this is evidenced by new opportunities that continue to come our way, like our new partnership with the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis. Well, we will collaborate with them to help address some of the real estate and housing needs in not just North St. Louis, but in the areas and communities beyond. And through these types of initiatives, RISE will continue to collaborate in the process of making stronger, more equitable neighborhoods. And again, on behalf of our staff and on behalf of our board of directors, thank you for partnering with us as we continue to try to make St. Louis a better place.
Thank you, Terrell. Sorry, I don't have my notes that I normally had up here, so I have to flip through everything to find what I'm trying to reach again. I think at this time, I'm going to remember Elizabeth Johnson. Elizabeth Johnson. Is Elizabeth in the house? Come here, Elizabeth. For some reason, my introduction to you is missing from this particular situation here. Elizabeth is here. Video first. Elizabeth, wait your turn. No matter what I say, Elizabeth, sometimes Larry has, somehow that page is missing. Before you meet Miss Elizabeth, I'm glad you got to see a glimpse of her, because now you guys are waiting. Oh my God, the suspense is killing me. We have a video to play, so I want you guys to take a look at this video. We're going to learn a lot more right now.
The simple way to describe my work in the Ville is that I work each and every day to establish and strengthen the social and community infrastructure of that neighborhood.
One of the things I think really is special about Aaron is he's very innovative.
He really is a community catalyst. He's somebody that goes out there, and if something's not happening, he'll start it up.
To come up with a concept of having a 5K, and you're actually running through North St. Louis, and you're running with the police versus running away from the police. That's an innovative thought process.
Our first year, we had 250 runners, and then we doubled that the second year to 500. residents, they continue to embrace it more and more.
Is really bringing the awareness about how great of a community the Ville is.
He's just always been a person that's dedicated and gives his time to really anything that he feels like is a way to serve his community, which is really, really valuable.
So it started with me being passionate about the Ville and passionate about the dignity of Black people. I think we need to remember that it's all a matter of perspective. And if we can just change the narrative about our communities and get past our own blind spots and our own hurdles, then an investment in those communities is no different from an investment in another one.
So I did find the page. This page is about our next award, and it will be going to Aaron Williams, who you just heard from, our project manager at Penn Services, LLC. Aaron is also a former RISE Young Professional and a champion in the Ville neighborhood in North St. Louis. Our presenter this evening is the lovely and talented, the secretary of the RISE Young Professionals and interior designer at Canon Designs, the one and only Elizabeth Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Elizabeth Johnson.
Thank you, Rennie. Thank you times two. This award is being presented to Aaron Williams for his services to the RISE Young Professionals Board and his exceptional inspiration to other young professionals, and whose efforts have had significant impact on the growth, awareness, and development of disenfranchised neighborhoods in St. Louis, in particular the Ville neighborhood. I am honored to present the RISE YP Community Catalyst Award to Aaron Williams.
Good evening, everyone. So I'll try to be quick, but I want to say that I am not accepting this award for myself, but instead I'm accepting this award for a group of women, mostly women of the Ville, who give me permission every day to serve that community and hold me accountable. And I just want to name them because they're important. Julia Allen, Thomasina Clark, Arlene Martin, Dwayne Evans, Senator Robin Wright Jones, Maurice Blackman Davis, State Rep Kimberly Ann Collins, Janet Roberson, Cheryl Archibald, Laura Hughes, Kim Davis Spain, Lillian Blackshear, Jackie Vanderford, and Eugenia Davis. All of these women were born and raised in the Ville, educated in the Ville, and have held the line for years while that neighborhood has experienced a lot. And it is because of them that I can serve that community. And then one last woman that's probably the most important, and that's my wife, Sharnez Givens. One, because I like to say she gave me my blood right into that neighborhood as a member of the Givens family that grew up in the Ville neighborhood. But also because she gave birth to my son on Sunday at 11:34 a.m., who bears the name of her late uncle, Dr. Henry Givens. So thank you to my wife, who's not here because she just had a baby, of course. But all of these women are the ones that empower me to do the work that I do. So thank you very much.
I do believe that Aaron has learned that term, happy wife, happy life. Yes, sir. By the way, if you don't know much about the Ville neighborhood, I do suggest that you learn about the Ville neighborhood. They actually do tours around the Ville to give you a better idea of the history of that area. It is deep and it is rich. There was a time when the Ville neighborhood was the Black neighborhood in St. Louis. A lot of affluent people, I'm talking about professionals, doctors, lawyers, business owners, called the Ville their home. It's an area that we need to make sure stands strong and one that is remembered. So it's great to see a young man like Aaron making sure that those memories don't get faded away, and make sure that neighborhood isn't lost like so many other places in our area that have become dilapidated and abandoned, making sure that it stands strong. So I appreciate all that you're doing. Most of all, I appreciate the fact that you recognized your wife. I bought my wife roses today, and she goes, "What is that for?" Her first thought was I did something wrong again. I said, "No, it's just because I love you," and I still don't think she's convinced of that to this moment. So trust me, you've got a lot of work to do once you get home, but congratulations on your new baby boy. It's great to know that Dr. Gibbons is being remembered in this way and naming your son after him as well. Our next award goes to someone who is well known in the community and the development in the ecosystem. Laura Gilbert retired in 2020 after 47 years in the banking industry. For 31 of those years, she was Vice President of Community Development for Commerce Bank and is also one of the founders of the Metropolitan St. Louis Community Redevelopment Act Association. She is known by many as, quote, the Queen of Community Development. Our presenter for this award is Reginald Scott. Reggie is Manager of Maintenance Operations at Washington University and a current RISE board member. But before Reggie comes up to see us, please watch this video.
If there's anyone deserving of a Lifting Our Communities award in St. Louis, I think it's Laura Gilbert. I think that she has been involved across the board in just about everything you can imagine concerning community development in St. Louis.
Laura Gilbert is a legend, a living legend when it comes to community development. She just should probably be in the Guinness Book of World Records for all the boards and committees that she participates in.
I would say Laura's vision for the St. Louis area has always been, let's do things that work and let's do things that have an impact. She doesn't want to do things just for the activity of doing it. She wants to do something that really makes a difference.
There's no competition. She's just there to help resolve issues and move communities forward.
Laura was a one-woman band who had a lot of internal and external partners, and we collaborated on a ton of projects for the community. She knows everything and everyone in St. Louis, and she taught us what we didn't know. She got to know the politicians, the community leaders, the business leaders, and it was truly an inspiration for me.
Receiving this award is really a great honor. I feel like it's sort of a longevity award. It's the career lifetime achievement type thing. Since I have retired, you'll still see me in this field because it's what I've done for so long and it's what I'm interested in.
It really proves who she is as a person, is that she still shows up. She's still at events. You know, some people just laugh that Laura's still gonna be involved no matter what, and we want her to be involved because it's this institutional knowledge that we can't lose, and we want her to always be a part and have her hand in things because we're still learning from her today.
I've remained on a few organizational boards where I feel like I can be of help to the group, and I'm looking forward to whatever the next stage brings.
You know, when I was first starting out at the bank, her kids were fairly young, and she would involve her kids in participating in community events. She would bring them to the bank, and now that I have my own, family, I've tried to model the way I raise my kids after her to encourage them to get involved in the community and try to make a difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Reginald to the stage.
Thank you, Randy. Good evening. What an honor. I think a lot of folks stole my punchline there. Laura's just, for me, been a friend, a mentor, a professional colleague, and I do mean it when I say a community development banker icon. She has just been in the trenches forever, making a difference and making an impact. So sincerely mean that. I'll jump back to the script here. The Housing and Development Leadership Award is being presented to Laura Gilbert for her lifetime contribution to community unification and investment strategies that have had significant impact on housing development in the St. Louis metropolitan area. I am honored to present the award for Housing and Development Leadership to Laura Gilbert.
Thank you. Thank you. I really want to thank RISE's board and their staff. I got to know the staff so well over the years, and they're really wonderful people and really wonderful group to work with, and they're really there in the trenches making things happen. I wanted to thank them for sure. Also, I want to thank my Commerce family, which has supported me over the years, over a lot of years, working in the community development field. Thinking back particularly, Bill Sullins and Seth Ledbeater and Bob Holmes, who have really supported me in the efforts that I made to build the program at Commerce. And you know, they have really continued their support in the community. I'm sure will continue to do so in the future. I wanted to thank my family who has put up with me doing the various community development things on weekends and nights over the years. My husband, Bill, you know, our journey is 50 years now, over 50 years. My children, Will and Catherine, who, yes, went on the bus tours and, you know, worked on everything. I think their lives are better for it, that experience. And I really wanted to say I'm very honored to be on the same program as a recognition of Peter and Greg and Mike, all of whom were wonderful friends, the finest gentlemen, really mentored and worked well with everyone in this community. They are missed. Thank you.
Congratulations, Laura. Our final award of the evening goes to a man I am sure that you all know very well. Stephen Acree has led RISE as the executive director and president since 2001. Stephen has led the organization with insight, expertise, and true compassion for our communities and for the residents. To RISE's board of directors, Stephen is known as the Yoda of community development. Our presenter for this award is John Dubinsky. John is another founding father of RISE, a former chairman of the RISE board of directors, CEO and financial consulting firm Westmoreland Associates, and co-founder of the Cortex Innovation Community. Is there anything these people don't do? Everybody's got this long resume, but at the same time, it should tell you something. That even though they have other lives that they live, they do believe the importance of RISE is such that they need to give their time to it. Keep that in mind too. But before we bring him up, let us now see this video.
Stephen Acree has been a friend, mentor, and a great leader in the St. Louis community for a long time.
As an individual, Stephen is one of the finest people I've ever met or worked with.
We reference him all the time as sort of our Yoda, just extremely intelligent, bright, insightful individual.
I was at RISE for 22 years, and I've always felt very fortunate to love the work that I do. Part of the reason is that the work isn't meaningful. You're able to feel like you're accomplishing something good for the community, and you can see the tangible results of that. But another big part of it was both the great staff and the working relationships among staff and the teamwork there, and a very strong board of directors that was extremely supportive and helped guiding me and the organization.
It's always impressed me the depth of his knowledge and what he knows and who he knows and the sources he could go to get things done.
He's very, very much in tune with the community needs. And he's been willing to take a lot of risk, both personally, professionally, to make a difference for folks in need.
Steve sort of sets a standard for all of St. Louis of how things can be done and how they can be done in very difficult neighborhoods.
I'm very proud of my time at RISE and the work that we accomplished there. My favorite thing about being there was feeling like we were in charge of our own destiny and setting courses that were creating positive community change.
Stephen's very deserving of the Lifetime Recipient Award. He has spent his entire career in the community development field and used all of his many skills to not only push RISE forward, but the whole community development system.
It's really humbling to think that you've accomplished something with your career that people are willing to recognize. On the other hand, there's also the feeling that an awful lot of that was due to a lot of other people's efforts. You know yourself that a lot of that work was because there was just a great team to work with.
With his values, his expertise, very hard worker. The world would be so much better if there were more people like Stephen.
My future is a relaxing retirement. I had been working since I was 14 years old. I started supporting myself when I was 17 years old. So I'm ready. I'm, totally okay with just sort of sitting back and relaxing and traveling and doing my own thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John to the stage.
I think I probably represent the old timers of RISE. I think I originally got involved in RISE in the early 70s, and it's been quite a journey. Before I do what I was asked to do, I want to do something I wasn't asked to do. I remember Mike Harris. He was quite a guy. He was wonderful. He deserved the honor that he received tonight. Greg Vatterott was a legend. His family was a legend. Greg never wanted any praise or visibility, and he just did lots of good things. Probably my best friend during much of my working life was Peter Benoit. Peter was as fine a person as they come. Peter was absolutely a legend in a quiet way who got things done. And prior to Steve Akery taking the job, Peter took a break from the corporate world to resurrect RISE realistically. A great guy. There was a glory time when RISE first started where people like Tom Reeves, Peter, myself, we're at the founding stages of RISE as we know it now. And I just want to acknowledge the role that Mike and Greg and Peter and Tom played in making RISE, and Mary Campbell, in making RISE what it is today. I was asked to present this award to Steve Akery. In some ways, Steve Akery brings tears to my eyes because Steve is exactly the most wonderful person to ever work in the city of St. Louis in my experience. He is a legend. I don't know that there's a plaza where somebody's going to erect a statue of him, although maybe there's always room for another statue at Busch Stadium. Stephen set a tone in this community of the impossible can be done. Stephen went into neighborhoods that were absolutely, unbelievably impossible to redevelop, and he took it as a challenge and redeveloped them. Stephen was the go-to guy where people outside of Rise had an issue relating to housing. They'd go to Stephen and ask for his help. They'd go to Stephen and ask him about the regulations. Stephen was really the rock of building housing in the city. Never wanted any glory. The only thing in my career I was telling Stephen about that I remember that Stephen ever wanted was a new pickup truck. Great guy. He'll be remembered forever. He set a tone that Terrell will find it difficult to follow and hopefully will exceed. So Terrell, if you'd just come up and join me in presenting Steve with this award. This represents in some ways the transition from Stephen to Terrell. And if Stephen, if you'd come up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a legend in St. Louis.
Gosh, thank you, John. That means a lot to me. John is one of those folks that has been around for a long time, providing the moral support and guidance that's been so meaningful in my career. He, along with a lot of the other people who have already been mentioned, and I want to echo what Laura and John both said about the other honorees tonight and the importance they have played in the community development realm and in being both friends and mentors for me that I appreciate so much. You know, it always occurs to me that no one can do the kind of work that you do in community development without a whole lot of people involved. There are a lot of people in this room. There are a lot of people out in neighborhoods that all put in a lot of selfless work to make community transformation happen. And I've just been very, very fortunate to be able to work with a lot of wonderful people who made it possible for me to make a small difference in the community. I am very humbled, and thank you all so much for your kindness. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. And Stephen, a legend. And it's because of people like you that Rise is able to do what Rise has done. It's because of the founding fathers and women who were there in the beginning that have kept this strong. Huge, huge, huge thing now on my brother's shoulders over there. But I believe that he can carry this through as well because he sees what you guys have done and he's ready to lead himself. So thank you for all that you've done. And once again, a round of applause for Stephen. Rise has been building stronger and more equitable neighborhoods since its inception. Some things have changed over the years, but one thing has remained constant: Rise's unwavering commitments to transforming neighborhoods together. Here's a little history on Rise and its vision for the future.
Rise makes people's lives better by being an advocate, by being a champion, and by being a strategic partner with the idea of helping them not just improve their personal lives, but improving the communities and the neighborhoods that they live in.
Rise finds the community leaders in a neighborhood or place, and they plan with them to create a vision for their community 5, 10, 15 years from now.
As opposed to somebody coming in and saying, here's what we're going to do, there's an engagement factor that needs to happen.
They are a unique organization, uniquely qualified to engage and to ensure that there is full participation of all residents and stakeholders who have a desire to be at the table.
Whether it's, providing just housing or providing resources for people trying to grow their business, RISE is in every facet of that, which makes it, really unique and important for the community in that way.
Safe, stable housing is fundamental, it's critical to the vibrancy and the future of any community and neighborhood. It is the bedrock.
And that's really the focus of RISE, where it's not just doing a project, but it's building relationships in those neighborhoods with community organizations, trying to figure out what you need to do long-term to sustain that change and build capacity within the community to become the stewards of that change over time.
So what we do, what RISE does, is to help people know that they are seen, to know that they are heard. Hopefully the housing process serves as part of the bedrock. Housing is just one of the things that contributes to safe, stronger, more equitable communities, and it's our privilege to be a part of that process.
To put it simply, people should support RISE because it doesn't just talk about change, it makes change.
I think we all operate with limited budgets and limited time, and so it's very important to identify the groups that do good work and do it consistently.
Every city is not fortunate to have an organization like RISE.
I would recommend people support RISE.
Because there's a lot of people that are homeless or displaced or have a problem with securing affordable housing, or they may be homeless and just need a new storage.
Absolutely, Mike would want people to continue to support RISE.
And supporting RISE, you're supporting the growth of St. Louis and your own neighborhood in that way.
RISE is now doing projects and planning and development that other people are watching. They are learning how to do it from RISE. So I encourage anyone to come see what they do.
The resources that people are willing to share with us goes not to us, but back into the organization to help us better do the work, more consistently do the work, and to benefit the people that we serve.
Tremendous video. And we watched some tremendous videos throughout this evening. Throughout this evening, we've learned about our past, honored those who've come before us, who've laid the groundwork to get us to where we are today. We have recognized where we are today and the mission that is at hand and what we want to do. Now, my friends, it is time to focus on our future. And by focusing on our future, it means giving to our future. It means investing in our future. You are not here tonight because you wanted to dress up. You are not here tonight because you hadn't been out of the house in a while. You are not here tonight because you finally get a chance to take off your mask in a room full of people. You are here tonight because you are committed, because you believe in RISE, because you believe in the program, you believe in what they are doing. But in order for this to carry on and move forward, I need for you to give of you. Earlier, I talked about one of the greatest lessons we learned from 2020 and the start of this pandemic is that we're not going to get out of this pandemic if we don't all work together, if each individual doesn't take the responsibility upon themselves to make a difference. Well, that is the same thing when it comes to affordable housing. That is the same thing when it comes to our friends, our neighbors, our relatives, maybe it is us, who needs that hand up, that opportunity to better their families, that commitment to their communities. So tonight, what I want to ask you is to make their dreams come true, is to make this community that much stronger because you stepped forward and you took responsibility. It's not up to somebody else. As my mother told me before I went off to college in 1982, yeah, I'm 57 years old, I'm a very old man, ancient to the people I work with. But she told me at that time, if it is meant to be, it is up to me. In other words, all those dreams, all those accomplishments that you want, you can't wait for somebody to give it to you. You have to step forward and do it for yourself. Well, there are people out there who want to step forward and do it for themselves, but they realize that there's odds stacked against them. It is up to us now in this room to knock down those odds and make things equal or more equal than what they are at this time. So at this time, we're going to do the fund a need. And the fund a need, we have several different numbers. And what I want you to do is when that number hits you in your heart, I want you to raise that pedal, and I'm going to read off your number. They're going to write that number down. And even if that number might be one that might stretch your budget a little bit, go ahead and stretch your budget a little bit. Because there are people out there who can't even afford to have a budget. So I need you to be that difference maker tonight. Our first number is a big number. But let me tell you something. A recent study done by our friends, the Community Builders Network, states that St. Louis City and County need to develop about 35,000 affordable apartments for lower income people. The finding is part of a report card that gave the city and the county a grade of F in affordable housing for Black households. Did you know that RISE is the largest nonprofit developer of affordable housing in our region? Were you aware of that? Show of hands if you knew. Not all the hands are going up, which means that some people were enlightened tonight. Glad to be here for you. We're going to start tonight's Fund a Need at the $25,000 level. Our presenting sponsor, the Urban League, has donated $25,000. Mr. Michael P. McMillan is challenging this audience to match them. Who tonight is willing to do a bid, a donation, a pledge of $25,000? Anyone else tonight at $25,000? I have to change my glasses because those are my reading glasses. Now I can actually see you. Up until now, you were just a blur. Anyone else tonight ready to go $25,000 and join the Urban League in helping to donate, sponsor the programs for RISE tonight? Anyone else tonight at $25,000? Looking for a $25,000 donation? That pledge tonight, $25,000. Anyone else tonight at 25? That's okay. Round of applause for the Urban League and Michael McMillan. Michael P. McMillan. Make sure I get that P in there. I don't want to have him come to my table later. The entry-level salary of the St. Louis City police officer is $37,889. If that officer has a small family, a wife and one child, he makes less than 60% of the area median income. Our police officers make great sacrifices to protect our citizens. They shouldn't have to sacrifice when it comes to providing safe homes for their own families. So tonight I ask you, anyone in the room could do a $15,000 donation or a pledge so RISE can provide affordable housing for our civil servants. Anyone tonight able to go $15,000? Looking for a $15,000 pledge or donation tonight? Anyone at $15,000? Anyone in the room at $15,000? Anyone tonight willing to go $15,000? $15,000. Anyone tonight at 15? That's okay. I want to say thank you very much for considering. A round of applause for all of those who had it in their minds and thought, you know what? I was this close. I was this close. No, seriously. We have some numbers to go, and I'm sure that there's something that's going to fit you. I'm sure there's something that's going to fit you. Once again, I changed glasses. Look at me. The average salary of a preschool teacher in St. Louis is $27,640. This is less than 60% of the area median income for a single person. How about a $10,000 donation or pledge so RISE can continue to provide affordable housing for people who teach our children? We say it all the time that the children are our future. Yet do you realize that there's a shortage in teachers because teachers don't make enough money for someone to take that on as their careers anymore? Think about that. In order to advance the education of others, we don't have people willing to teach them because they don't make enough money to do so. Let's make that change. Let's make that difference tonight. Anyone tonight able to do a $10,000 donation or pledge? Looking for a $10,000 donation or pledge? I have number 146. Number 146 at $10,000. Thank you very much. Anyone else tonight at $10,000? Anyone else at $10,000? Looking for a $10,000 pledge or donation? Let's hear for number 146, $10,000. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Wow, those words do get bigger when I do that. Recent research suggests that the lack of stable housing is a primary driver of high health care costs and poor health conditions and outcomes in our people. Who will rise at $5,000 tonight so we can do our part to keep health care costs down in the St. Louis metropolitan area? Health care costs really became something that moved to the forefront this year because people realized that a lot of folks couldn't afford to go to the hospital, couldn't afford to go to urgent care to find out if they did indeed have COVID-19. And maybe that is why it has hung around so long, because people have not had the opportunity to go get themselves checked out properly. Who tonight could do a donation and a pledge of $5,000? I've got $5,000 here for number 120, number 120 at $5,000. Anyone else tonight at $5,000? Number 110 at $5,000. Number 330 at $5,000. Anyone else tonight at $5,000? Anyone else at $5,000 tonight? Anyone else at $5,000? Well, that was great. Let's hear a round of applause for our donors at $5,000. That was pretty good. Lack of affordable housing and safe communities impacts access to education, safety, healthcare, food, and to jobs. Supporting RISE at the $2,500 level will help people in our neighborhoods have access to these vital services. Who will support at the $2,500 level? Anyone tonight at $2,500? I've got number 123 at $2,500. Anyone else tonight at $2,500? Looking for a $2,500 donation. I see a hand pointed. Number 280. Thank you for holding it that way. So I got to hold my hand that way. Number 100. Thank you for holding it the proper way so I could read. You're such a good man. Number 100 at $2,500. Anybody else tonight at $2,500? Looking for that $2,500 donation. Anyone else tonight at $2,500? All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it so far for what we've been able to do tonight. No, seriously, let's hear it tonight. Bring it. Bring it. You guys didn't know I can act like that, did you? He's so quiet and humane on TV. Gosh, he's so aggressive in person. Our next level is $1,000. $1,000. As I said at the beginning, our area is receiving an F right now. And is that F, is that because of our political leaders, or is it because that we haven't found it upon ourselves to take action? So let's take action tonight. Anyone tonight able to go $1,000? All right, we got numbers right here. I got number 129, 121, 292, 250, 131, 149, 144, 147, 142, 141, 340, 283, 324, 115, 155, 160. I knew we'd get this room a rocking and a rolling. Anyone else tonight want to go $1,000? Anybody else tonight able to go 1,000? 117 at $1,000. Keep those applause going. Anyone else tonight at $1,000? All right. Great round right there. My next number, $500. Anyone tonight at $500? Anyone willing to make a pledge or donation at the $500 level? I have number 124 at $500. Number 180 or 286. 286 at $500. 118 at $500. 162 at $500. 164 at $500. 159 at $500. And it's the people in the back of the room that are really trying their best to twist my eyesight out. Knowing daggone well I can't see that far away. Hold on. Here we go. Number 321. I give a number in the back of the room, move forward so I can see you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm more than happy to get off the stage and walk around. My next number, $250. Anyone tonight at $250? All right, here we go. Number 333, 332, 150, 221, 172, 265, 235, 240, 232, 342, 246, 244, 353, 413, 391, 391, 197, 134. Oh, you had to, didn't you? 156, 425. See? The old man can still see a little bit over the top of my glasses. I feel like my dad right now looking over the top. Number 245, 245. Oh, come on. Round of applause. I have one more number. One more number. And then I'm calling up somebody who's a dear, dear friend of mine. I'm going to embarrass the heck out of him. But for $100, you can hold it off a little longer so he can wait and go, okay, get prepared for my embarrassment. Anyone tonight to do a $100 pledge or donation? Looking for $100. I have number 224 at $100, 166 at $100, 167 at $100, 158 at $100, 316 at $100, 372 at $100, 420 at $100, 371, 392, 445, 430, 390, 350, 440, 443, 442, 252, 168, 254, 192, 137, 133, 139. Anybody else want to join the line? Can you give $100? That's what we're looking for right now. Anybody else tonight at $100? Great. Let's get a round of applause for our fun and need tonight. You know, for someone who woke up at like 3:30, I'm still bouncing right now. I tell you, you guys give me a great deal of energy. And you know, I've kind of preached a little bit, and we had a little fun tonight. But I want to be very honest and very sincere with you. I get to do a great deal of these events, and it is an honor and a privilege and a blessing to be a part of your evenings and to help a great cause. This is the first time I've had an opportunity to do something that is really looking out for the housing community. And it wasn't until probably this past 18 months plus, 20 months, whatever, to really see why this is so important. We realize that there are people being evicted because they can't pay their rent. When we realize that people are living in substandard housing without plumbing, without proper plumbing, with flooded basements, with rats, with roaches. When we see that there are people moving into neighborhoods who can afford much greater things that are moving in and rehabbing and pricing out people as well, we realize that if we let this happen, where are these people going to go? We drive off the highways, we stop at intersections, and we see people holding signs and asking for money, and we go, poor, poor, pitiful person. But have you ever stopped to know that person's story? Do we know how that person ended up there? Maybe that person had an apartment, had a nice house, had a nice living, and then another thing happened, and another thing happened, and next thing you know, they had no place to stay. They ended up on the streets. We don't know unless we ask and we find out. But what we do know is we have the power to make a difference, and what we do know is that we have a power to come together as we did tonight. So personally, I thank you for being here tonight, for giving your $100, your $500, your $25,000. Just being here, being amongst people who think the way you do. to be a difference maker. It really, really, really does matter to me. It really does. I kid you not. It breaks my heart when I see that happening in our communities, and I go, what can I do? What can we do? What can anybody do? And we realize all we got to do is just enough and band together, and we can really, really make a difference. There's a lot of kids out there who are homeless, who are living in shelters with their moms and their dads, who didn't have to go to school on a bus with kids who have everything that they could ever dream of. It's up to us to try to even that out somewhat and make it happen for them. Again, I thank you, and I'm sorry to get emotional about some things, but this is something that's very dear and very important to me. Once again, congratulations to our award winners and our honorees tonight. Job was well done. Legacies that will be carried on throughout our St. Louis community. Now is my chance to embarrass somebody. Michael P. McMillan. I don't know what the P stands for. Prestigious. Funky. That's a PH. I just want you to know that I've been in St. Louis now for 17 years, since 2004. I have not met a person who has made such an impact on my heart when it comes to community action than Michael P. McMillan. Speaks very strongly. He invited me to do the Urban League annual dinners for I don't know how many years now, and the first year I did it, I introduced him, I stood back, and I was like, oh my God, this guy can move a room. But unless you hear him speak, you probably wouldn't know that he's doing all these things, because he's not one that seeks out recognition or awards or, hey, come over here and look at me. He just makes things happen. And he's here tonight because he believes this is happening. I saw him on Thursday, was it? At the Girls Inc. luncheon, because he believes Girls Inc. is happening. And trust me, the man's got enough on his plate to not be happening anywhere else. But he realizes that there are people out there striving and pushing and making a difference. Ladies and gentlemen, as I say goodnight to you, I thank you, but most of all, I present to you Michael P. McMillan.
Thank you, Rennie. As we get ready to close tonight, I want to ask all of our honorees to stand one more time, and the families that represent those that are no longer with us. These are truly some trendsetters, some people who have done so much for so many, and someone in the case of Stephen, who thinks he's going on a vacation but is not. We will be bringing you back into the fold to help us to make St. Louis the best that it can be. Please, all of our honorees, please stand so that we can acknowledge you. Thank you. And Terrell, congratulations, sir, on a fantastic evening where so many people from St. Louis have come to celebrate the magnificent work of RISE. And it is my honor to announce to you that the Urban League is honored to agree to sign up to be your title sponsor next year as well, because we support what you are doing and the mission of this organization. So, on behalf of RISE, we thank you. We wish you all the continued success that you deserve individually and collectively. And we ask that you continue to support our mission, and we will see you next year. God bless you and thank you.